The name of the chapter is Acids, Bases and Salts. On the basis of their chemical properties, all the compounds are classified into three groups: acids, bases and salts. So we have basically three compounds or three group of compounds which are called acids, bases and salts. To recall these three groups of compounds, let us use Avdhan Science to remember that we have three groups of compounds, and since there are three, we can use a triangle to recall these three groups of compounds: acids, bases and salts. So these are compounds, and on the basis, by using Avdhan, we can remember. Now before we start learning about these compounds in detail, we must know about a substance which is called indicator. As the name says, indicator, the one which indicates. So indicator basically is a dye which changes the color when it is put into an acidic or a basic solution. That means if we have to find out whether the given solution is acidic in nature or basic in nature, we use a particular indicator, and the change in color of that indicator tells us whether the substance is an acid or a base. So indicator is a dye that changes color when it is put into an acid or a base. We have number of indicators depending on the source of their availability. We can learn about these indicators with the help of a flow chart. Indicators. Now these indicators are of various types. The first type of indicator is a natural indicator. Why it is called a natural indicator? Because it is available from the natural resources. The first type of natural indicator is litmus. Litmus is obtained from a plant which is called lichen. The neutral color of litmus is purple, but it is made into two colors, that is red and blue, in the form of a paper strip or in the form of solution. So when the solution is acidic in nature, then the blue litmus changes into red. But in case of base, the red litmus changes into blue. So to remember what is the change in color in an acid and a base, you can remember BB. B for base, B for blue. That means base changes to blue. Whatever litmus is put into a base, the color will always change into blue. If we are putting a blue litmus in a base, it will remain blue. If we are putting a red litmus in a base, it will change to blue. The second natural indicator is turmeric. The neutral color or natural color of turmeric is yellow. It is naturally available in yellow color. In case of acid, there is no change. But in case of a base, this yellow color changes to red. Whenever we eat food and the curry falls on our clothes and we apply soap solution to wash that curry, because turmeric is present in that food stuff, so the yellow color of the curry changes to red because the soap is basic in nature. So in case of base, this yellow color changes to red or reddish brown. The third is red cabbage. The natural color of red cabbage is red. In case of acids, there is no change. That means it remains red. But in case of a base, if the red cabbage is applied, the red color of the cabbage changes to green. And the next one is petals of some of the flowers are also used as an indicator. Example is hydrangea flower. The color of the petals of hydrangea flower is blue. In case of acids, it remains blue, that is, there is no change. But in case of base, this blue color changes to pink. So that means if there is any change in the color, the change in the color tells us whether the given substance is acidic or basic. So these are about natural indicators. The second type of indicators are the second type of indicators are synthetic or man-made. That means those indicators which are produced artificially. So we have two synthetic indicators. The first one is methyl orange. The neutral color of this methyl orange is orange. In case of acid, this orange color changes to red. But in case of base, this orange color changes to yellow. The second synthetic indicator is called phenolphthalein. The original color of this phenolphthalein indicator is colorless. It has no color. In case of an acid, it remains colorless. But in case of a base, it turns or it changes into pink color. So whenever phenolphthalein, the color of phenolphthalein becomes pink, that means the solution is basic in nature. The third type of indicators are called olfactory indicators. Because here the indicator is not the change of color, rather it is the change in the smell of the indicator, and that is why these indicators are called olfactory indicators. So number one is onion. Onion has a peculiar smell. So in case of acids, no change, the smell remains the same. But in case of base, the smell is destroyed. No smell anymore. Second kind of or second olfactory indicator is vanilla. In acids, no change in the smell. But in case of base, smell is destroyed. No more smell. The third is clove oil. Again, in the case of acids, no change. In the case of base, smell is destroyed. So these are the indicators which, on the basis of the source from which they are available, can be classified into three groups: natural, synthetic and olfactory indicators. Now we will take the first group of compounds, that is acids, in detail. Acids are the substances which, when dissolved in water, dissociate to produce hydrogen ions. Acids are the substances which, on dissociation, in water, produce hydrogen ions. Now, since these ions are produced in water, we always write them as, these are hydrogen ions, but we always have to write AQ in bracket to show that it's an aqueous solution, and then it is known as ions. So wherever we are supposed to write hydrogen ions, we have to write this AQ in bracket to show that these ions are formed always in a solution state. So acids form these ions only when they are dissolved in water, then they dissociate, they ionize, they break, and they give us hydrogen ions. Because the hydrogen ion is also known as a proton, so that is why we have another definition of acids as acids are the substances which are proton donors. Here we will write only H plus because H plus is proton. So substances which are proton donors. Donors means they give us protons or they give us hydrogen ions. So they are also called proton donors. We have different types of acids. The first type of acids are called organic acids. As the name says, organic means from the living organisms. That these acids are obtained from plant or animal sources. Now since they are obtained either from plant or animal body or they are present inside the plant or animal body, so these acids are weak and that is why they are not harmful and are edible. We can eat them, rather we eat them. So first is they are obtained from plant or animal sources. Second is they are weak. Third, they are not harmful. Some examples of organic acids are as this. Like we have vinegar. We use it as preservative, we use in our food, and this vinegar has acetic acid. We use orange or lemon and it has citric acid. We use curd, it has lactic acid. We eat tomatoes, it has oxalic acid. Tamarind has tartaric acid. Till now, whatever we have taken as example, they are all plant sources. Now if we talk about animal sources, ant sting. Then it introduces or injects methanoic acid in our body. Similarly, in case of nettle sting, again it introduces methanoic acid in our body. So these are some of the sources from plants or animals and they contain these acids which are called organic acids. Now the second type of acid is mineral acid. as the name says. These are the acids which are obtained from the minerals present in the earth crust, or the minerals which are present in the earth. With the help of those minerals, the acids which are formed are called mineral acids. Now these acids are obtained from earth's minerals. They are strong acids, and that is why they are harmful. We have to be really careful while working with these acids. Some of the examples of mineral acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. One of the exceptional case is carbonic acid. It is a mineral acid, but it is weak in nature. So even though it is a mineral acid, but it is a weak acid. So these are the two major types of acids, organic and mineral. Now about the physical properties of acids. Physical properties of acids. First physical properties is that acids have a sour taste. Second is because they are acidic in nature, they change blue litmus to red. And the third point is in the solution state. That means when they are dissolved in water, they can conduct electricity. Because when they are dissolved in water, they dissociate to give ions, and because of the presence of ions, they can conduct electricity. Next is the chemical properties of acids. So before we start the chemical properties, let's recall the physical properties of acids by using Avdhan. Since we have three main physical properties, we will be using a triangle to remember these properties. Sour taste, blue to red, and conduct electricity. So these are the physical properties of acids. And we can recall them by using Avdhan. Next are the chemical properties. The first chemical property of acids is reaction of acids with metals to form hydrogen gas. Whenever an acid combines with a metal, it produces the metal salt and hydrogen gas. In this reaction, metal loses the electrons and acid split or ionizes into hydrogen ion. That hydrogen ion gains the electron and reduces to hydrogen gas. The exception in this case is only those metals can react with acids to produce hydrogen gas which are above the reactivity series, above hydrogen in the reactivity series of metals. So the exception is only metals above hydrogen can produce hydrogen gas. Let's understand this reaction by taking an example. Let's take the example of zinc metal. This zinc metal reacts with hydrochloric acid to give zinc salt, which is zinc chloride, and hydrogen gas. In this reaction, zinc metal loses electrons to form zinc ion and 2 electrons. Hydrochloric acid dissociates in water to give hydrogen ions and chloride ions. Since we have taken 2 molecules of hydrochloric acid, we will get 2 hydrogen ions and 2 chloride ions. So if we take this as equation 1 and this as equation 2, now on combining these 2 equations, the zinc ions which are positively charged will combine with the negatively charged chloride ions.